they have this caption of Keeladi nam thai madi for that project.
Designing something for men is the most difficult task that you can actually do. நம்ம ஊரில் வந்து கரை தான் ரொம்ப முக்கியம்.
So in Tamil there is a saying, உனக்குன்னு ஒரு கடன் இருந்தால் அது சொந்த வீடு மாதிரி.
As design students, it's important for you to know about Kickstarter as a platform.
Emotionally, there are 32 different emotions that we created for this computer generated ape just because the audience have to feel it.
ஸோ ஸ்பைடர்மேன், சூப்பர்மேன், அயன்மேன்லாம் வந்து நீங்கள் கலெக்டபிள்ஸாக அமெரிக்காவில் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, ஹாலிவுட்டில் இல்லை சைனாவில் கூட இருக்குது. பட் ஆனால் இந்தியன் ஃபிலிம்ஸ்க்கு கலெக்டபிள்ஸே இல்லை. ஸோ இதை ஃபஸ்ட்டு பண்ணணுன்றது இந்தியாவிலே ஃபஸ்ட் டைம் கலெக்டபிள்ஸ் வந்து மாஸ்டருக்கு தான் பண்ணது.
Today, she'll be sharing insights about the Keeladi Museum and the architectural vision behind this important cultural space. Let us warmly welcome Ms. Pritha Ilangovan.
I'm an architect for the government, Keeladi Open Air Museum. I'm sure you all know about Keeladi in Madurai. It's like I don't have to initiate about the project. But this Open Air Museum is a novel concept for our state, where you exhibit the excavation site itself, because the excavation pit carried a lot of architectural remains of our past. We're talking about 6th century BCE. And when I first visited the site, it was like literally they say they have this caption of Keeladi nam thai madi for that project, and it literally feels like that because the entire space is so lush and just one bit of clearing for the excavation site. The place should have to speak with people like it spoke to me. There shouldn't be any obstruction or anything which will overpower the exhibit itself. The site itself is very sensitive geography, so we can't we have to have minimal intrusion too. So we went in for long span steel structures. Because of the steel structure, we had to introduce a lot of elements to carry that warmth too. That features were designed as elements which will speak about our past. Like one important feature was the CNC panels which we used. We introduced these Tamil Brahmi script CNC panels in between these info panels, and they carried a past script. So we had to coordinate with the archaeologists to get the geometry right for all the cutouts, and each of the elements, the lighting, the landscaping, everything was the people who come there, they have to vibe with the place. The rest of the thing should be a supplementary element. It's not like you take the focus away for anything. Even the landscaping, the color of the trees, the plants, and the height of the plants was a lot of thought went into what comes in and what is not. The nearby compound, there were yellow plants which were wonderful against the green backdrop of the coconut trees. And murals, if you see, there were a lot of thought which went into the terracotta murals which we exhibited in the place. That is it. You have to visit the place and see pictures online to understand the design elements. For me, design is about yin and yang of context and the concept. Without each other, without the perfect balance, you either end up with something very arrogant or very boring. So please keep that in mind, and wash basins. God is always in the details. Thank you.
Today, he'll be sharing his journey into textiles and design, the story behind Ambari, and the inspirations that shape his unique approach to fashion and craft. Let us warmly welcome Mr. Matthew Samvelso.
Designing something for men is the most difficult task that you can actually do, because often men are supposed to be like, they sort of like sideline men saying, okay, sata pant dana, so what is huge about it, right? So நம்ம ஊரில் வந்து வேஷ்டினா வந்து கரை தான் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். ஓகே, வேஷ்டியோட கரை. So I sort of like change that kara into a design element. and அந்த ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு சேஞ்ச், ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு tweak that became a design language for my brand. And within 2.5 months of starting my brand, this is the most expensive one in my line. Like this veshti costs 5,300 rupees. And believe it or not, like when I was charging, like you know keeping 5,300 rupees for this, I thought like no one would buy. But the first product that sold out in my brand was this, because people saw the change accepting. People were used to these colors. Little bit history about what I'm wearing. This is a mubbagam, so 3 parts, right? Mubbagam used to be a very quintessential part of the design of Kanjivaram saris. Mubbagams were always there. It's just 3 contrasting colors, but at the same time complementing as well. So இப்படி இருக்க ஒரு design element, this is existing. It's just that kept for one gender. And I just made that design element cross the border and come to the other gender. So that is the story of whatever I'm wearing. Let's say like if you have like a normal veshti that is like usually seen white in color, okay, but do we question like why veshtis are always white in color or off white in color? We don't want to question, because veshti dana abdin, we just go away. So I'll tell you like a small anecdote. If you go to a temple and you know the concept of Moolavar and Utsavar, right? So Moolavar is inside the temple and Utsavar comes out in the Theru. Okay? So when the Utsavar comes out, what is the Utsavar wearing? Let's assume it's a male god. We all know it's like a silk sari taken, cut, made into his size and made to wear. If a male god can wear or is allowed to wear, I think the human man can also try colors, right? And that was the history. But politically, we shifted from colors to white. The Swadeshi movement and so many things like happen in between, and also like dyeing fabric became an expensive affair. So that is why like colors started like slowly fading away from men's fashion. It actually faded away from women's fashion also for certain time, but it was brought back because women like colors and all of that, so it was brought back. I'm not trying to like come up with colors again and trying to set a trend here. That wasn't my intention. So my intention was to carry the history that was already there and retell it in a different way and in a more relevant way. You can say that like Ambari is like not setting a trend, but it's making history relevant again. So thank you.
We have the founders of Prasunga, Ms. Shweta Nagaraj and Ms. Subha. Prasunga was born from the shared dream of 3 sisters who share a deep passion for design. Their brand beautifully blends timeless elegance with modern charm, creating ready-to-wear styles that combine sophistication with everyday fashion. Through their work, they continue to explore creativity, craftsmanship, and contemporary design. Let us warmly welcome Ms. Shweta and Ms. Shubha.
Any of the entrepreneurs wanted to start a brand, you can start for plus size community, because there is a wide open for plus size market. And we have till now 9XL size, like starting from 2XL to 9XL we have. And we get lot of orders based on 3XL, 2XL, 4XL. In that tone only we get orders mostly, or else in 2XL, 3XL we get it. So there's a lot of wide market open. If any of you interested, you can start in that tone. So in Tamil there is a saying, உனக்குன்னு ஒரு கடன் இருந்தால் அது சொந்த வீடு மாதிரி. As I'm now 23, I won't be able to understand that. But when I'm 28, I will understand. Lot of people will come to my store just because of my store physically available. The trust creates there more. And we got our recognition. And we are standing here and sharing a journey because of that one dress, Gintara Collection Victoria. Learn digital marketing. First thing, as a young entrepreneur, I can say learn digital marketing when you're at the college. As a designers, we all know we know to design in the iPad, we know to design in the paper, and we can even bring it in the real. But when we put out in the market, people have to like them. People have to buy it. And to buy your product, you should have your own personal identity. They're gonna buy because of your emotions, your trust they have on you. Not just because you have the good designs on your e-commerce in your store and people are gonna buy. No. It's the trust you create and it's the identity you create for your own brand. There is a saying again in Tamil, ennam pol vaalkai. So entrepreneurship purely depends upon your vision and your character. And yeah, thank you for having us here. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Mr. Dheeraj Nanduri, the director and co-founder of Endless Stationery, a stationery brand that has reached a global presence across 37 countries. Through his work, he focuses on connecting thoughtful product design with the needs and experience of users. Beyond building his brand, he also explores various forms of design communication, including illustration, graphic design, creative coding, and fine art. Today, he'll be speaking on the topic designing products that people don't need, the art of designing for want and not need, and seeing the extra in the ordinary. Let us welcome Mr. Dheeraj Nanduri.
So we focus on products that people want. What do people actually want is a very tricky question. In fact, one of the most famous quotations that I like a lot is from Henry Ford, the founder of Ford cars, Ford Motor Company, and he said, if I ask people what they wanted, they'll tell me they're faster horses. The customer wants a pouch that when they keep on the table, the opposing person asks them, hey, where did you get that pouch? Or when they carry a pen, our pen preferably, and when they write with it, customers are going to ask, why did you get that pen from? Hey, that looks so interesting. That is one of the key things that we focus on at Endless. If you look at in the age of smartwatches, you're also going, there are people who buy good mechanical watches, right? Let's look at it honestly. A smartwatch gives you so much more data. Smartwatch gives you like messages. Who's calling you? You can silence them. You can reply to messages. You can do navigation and things like that. But those are products designed for needs. And then there is Apple, which is my favorite company. Most people need a smartwatch, I guess. Fine, debatable. But most definitely 99.99999% do not need an Apple Watch Ultra. They just go from their house to a grocery shop and come, and they want to measure steps. Most people don't need a watch that is so technical, but they have created that desirability. They've created that with the marketing, with the design, that, hey, you know what, when you wear an Apple Watch Ultra, you feel a little different, and that's what they focus on. A fountain pen is not something that you actually carry around every day and use. You would pick up a Uniball, and I totally appreciate that as well. But we want to do the fountain experience a little bit better. So what makes our fountain pen interesting is the fact that it retracts and works like a ballpoint pen. And we launched it in a very non-traditional way, which is through this platform called Kickstarter, which I'm not too sure how many of you students are aware. You should go check it out. As design students, it's important for you to know about Kickstarter as a platform. And when we launched it, we raised over $230,000. That's about 2.5 crores, 2 crores of roughly INR to launch this product into the market. That's how much love this product received. Here we did solve a bit of a need as well. The need here was that a fountain pen that's easy to carry, because when you carry a fountain pen, you're going to look at, hey, it's too messy. I have to use two hands. If I just take a ballpoint pen or something, I just click it and it works. And it's too much effort. It's too bulky. It's too fashionable. I just want something that's sleek, clean, and that's what we went for. We went for a very, very simple design that's quite, like, not that anyone's going to throw a fountain pen, even though we call it's aerodynamic in nature. So it has a nice little body shape that tapers towards the end, so it looks sleek and things like that. So this was one of our hit products, which again, a product that also solved a need for an easier fountain pen experience, but also want because you carry something that is cool. When you take a fountain pen and click it instead of opening a cap on a table, people are going to ask, hey, what is this? Where did you get it from? Or things like that. So it's a conversation starter. So I'd leave you with this one thought. What would you make if you weren't afraid of making something nobody needs? So if you were to have a complete freedom to design a product that is not going to satisfy any particular need, and it's just something from sort of self-expression, something that you think that you can actually release into the market and get people to buy because they want it, then what would you make? One last thing is that we conducted a competition on behalf of our company where we asked the students to design a product that is purely based on a pun. So we did get a few interesting entries, and then we chose one particular winner. His name is Mr. Nishant. So I'd like to call him on stage to just get the prize from us, and I'd invite my co-founder Aditya to go and give the prize. Very, very good effort, and wish you all the best.
Our next speaker is Mr. Vinod Kumar, Senior Manager at Phantom VFX, with over 20 years of experience in the visual effects and creative industry. A Lean Six Sigma certified professional, he has played an important role in building learning systems and training programs that help creative professionals grow into high-performing production teams within the VFX industry. Today, he'll be speaking on the topic Design Thinking in VFX and Animation Production. Let us welcome Mr. Vinod Kumar, sir.
My first job, I was a fisherman. All right. I started my career as a fisherman because my family is a fisherman's family. My dad was a boat operator. My mom was selling fish. So I come from Kasimedu. And this transition from a fisherman to speaking right in front of you wasn't so easy. It was a big struggle. I am part of the Phantom Media groups right now. So it's not going to be completely on visual effects or animation. It's going to be design thinking and how do we use that in our industry, visual effects and animation. So the topic is very, very simple and narrowed down, is how do we use design thinking in our industry, visual effects and animation. A lot of movies that you have watched in the theaters, like the Avatars or the Avengers, we have put a lot of energy or design thinking process inside this. Okay, but later I found that this design thinking is part of our DNA. It's part of our DNA. We don't have to learn design thinking. It's part of our DNA. So now the director comes and then says that, okay, I wanted to direct a movie, King Kong, and the main character is an ape. And ape exists in this real world. Ape exists, and the problem is we cannot hire an ape, a real ape, and then say that it's a one-time lifetime opportunity to have to hug a white girl. You cannot instruct an ape, right? So you have to CGI, you have to generate it, a computer generated ape, large size, extraordinarily bigger than the real ape that exists in the real world. And emotionally, there are 32 different emotions that we created for this computer generated ape, just because the audience have to feel it. If you guys have watched this movie, you will see that this ape has different emotions. It's angry, it's sad, it shows all the different types of emotions. For a monkey to show those many expressions, it's that one simple question that comes up, part of the design thinking, empathy. Steven Spielberg is a great director. More than that, he is a great creator. So what he did, he didn't give up. He said, of course, you guys will be using this technique right now called cross-killing, cross-referencing. You do that cross-referencing, you take inspirations from a different world or a different industry and then apply it in. When I visited all the stalls, there was one student, I couldn't remember her name. She said that I got inspired from biomimicry, like from the nature, and then I took up this design in fashion. So that's cross-referencing. So Steven Spielberg did a cross-referencing, and what he did, he went on to all the existing animals which was there even now during that period of time, 1986, and he said that, okay, this crocodile, take the teeth part, the mouth part from the crocodile, take the head part from the bull, take the tail part from the kangaroo, take the skin textures from that animal, maybe a lizard or something, and take the legs anatomy or the leg movements from the ostrich. So he did a cross-referencing of all this thing, and then they created the dinosaur. So the dinosaur, what we are seeing in the theaters right now and what is in our memory right now is Steven Spielberg's dinosaur, his version of dinosaur. There is no proof that anybody could advocate back and say that no, dinosaur doesn't look like this, because nobody has any knowledge of it, no evidence. So Steven Spielberg literally cheated us, saying that this is how dinosaur looks like. I have gone through the stalls. Almost all the stalls didn't just show me the final output, they showed me different variations of it. This is the color that I tried out, this is the middle part of my color, and this is how I ended up, which is great. That's the ideation process, and that process book literally showed how students like you have spent time, this 30 days or 40 days, to come up with the final output. Okay. For me, as a visitor, as a professional from the industry, it is not the final output that I'm seeing. That is not important for me. For me, two things are important: the process and the people, the art and the artist. So one thing I really would love to appreciate is the energy that came up from that individual person who presented that work. Okay, a big applause for them. And the process that I saw, okay, was absolutely amazing. They showed me this is the scribblings I did, this is the doodle works I did, this I tried out, it didn't work out. So all this process, someone showed me, it was good. In fact, I didn't even go and see the final output. I said, okay, the process is good. Thumbs up for that. As a student, you have successfully done it. Okay, all the best, and a big appreciation from my end for all the exhibition works you have done. I will welcome all you people to my studio as an industry visit when time supports for both of us. Okay, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
His work has collaborated with organizations and events such as PVR Cinemas, Phoenix Market City, and the International Chess Olympiad, along with the film merchandise for movies like Master, KGF, and Vikram. Today, he'll be speaking on the topic, The Power of Art in My Journey. Let us welcome Mr. Arun Titan.
ஓகே, எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய கனவு இருக்குது. ஓகே, நான் வந்து படித்தது வந்து ஃபைன் ஆர்ட்ஸ் காலேஜில், ஓவியக் கல்லூரியில். ஸோ எனக்கு ஓவியக் கல்லூரியில் வந்து எனக்கு கரெக்டான ஃபெசிலிட்டி கிடையாது. கிட்டத்தட்ட அது வந்து ஒரு 100 வருஷம் பழமையான காலேஜ். ஆனால் அந்த காலேஜில் வந்து இப்போ வரைக்கும் அந்த 100 years பிஃபோர் யூஸ் பண்ண ஒரு கேஸ்டிங் மெத்தட் தான் இப்போ யூஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. இப்போ ரீசெண்டாக 2 years பிஃபோர் போனால் அதே தான் வச்சிருக்காங்க, ஒன்றும் மாற்றவே இல்லை. அப்போ எனக்கு என்ன தோணுச்சுன்னா, ஓகே நம்ம ஒரு காலேஜ் ஆரம்பிச்சா என்ன அப்படின்னு தோணும், நம்ம ஒரு ஃபைனான்ஸ் காலேஜ் ஆரம்பிச்சிருவோமே அப்படின்னு தோணும். அப்படி வந்து எனக்கு வந்து பெரிய இன்ஸ்பிரேஷனாக இருக்கிறது டாட் ஸ்கூல். சீரியஸாகவே நான் உண்மையாக சொல்கிறேன், நான் ஒரு காலேஜ் ஆரம்பிக்கணும்னா எனக்கு வந்து டாட் ஸ்கூல் மாதிரி ஒரு டிசைன் ஸ்கூல் மாதிரி ஒன்று ஆரம்பிக்கணும்னு ரொம்ப ஆசை. சிலை எப்படின்னா, இப்போ நான் உங்ககிட்ட பேசிகிட்டு இருக்கேன்ல, நான் ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபி பண்ணால் நான் போய் ஃபோட்டோ எடுத்தால் தான் எனக்கு பணம் கரெக்டாக. இப்போ நான் உங்ககிட்ட பேசிகிட்டு இருக்கும்போது அங்கே ஒரு 2-3 காந்தி சிலை வித்துட்டுருக்கு, இந்த பக்கம் ஒரு விநாயகர் சிலை வித்துட்டுருக்கு. ஸோ எனக்கு மெசேஜ் வந்துட்டுருக்கு, வித்துட்டுருக்கு. ஸோ அந்த பேசிவ் இன்கம் ஜென்ரேட் பண்ணணும், பிஸ்னஸாக அதை வந்து ஸ்கேல் பண்ணணும். ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபி ஸ்கேல் பண்ண முடியல, பிஸ்னஸை ஸ்கேல் பண்ணால் என்னால் வந்து ஒரு எனக்கு ட்ரீம் என்னமோ அந்த ட்ரீம் அச்சீவ் பண்ணிடலாம் அப்படின்றத ஒரு ஐடியாவில் ஆரம்பிக்கப்பட்டது தான் சிலை.com. ஸோ ஸ்பைடர்மேன், சூப்பர்மேன், அயன்மேன்லாம் வந்து நீ கலெக்டபிள்ஸாக அமெரிக்காவில் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, ஹாலிவுட்டில் இல்லை சைனாவில் கூட இருக்குது. பட் ஆனால் இந்தியன் ஃபிலிம்ஸ்க்கு கலெக்டபிள்ஸே இல்லை. ஸோ இதை ஃபஸ்ட்டு பண்ணணுன்றது இந்தியாவிலே ஃபஸ்ட் டைம் கலெக்டபிள்ஸ் வந்து மாஸ்டருக்கு தான் பண்ணது. மைண்ட் செட் இல்லைன்னா ஒன்றும் பண்ண முடியாது. ஸோ நம்ம மாற்றுறதுக்கான நம்ம என்ன தப்பு பண்ணிகிட்டு இருக்கோம், எப்படி அதை நம்ம கரெக்ட் பண்ண போகிறோம், எப்படி எங்கே நிற்கிறோம், எங்கேருந்து எவ்வளோ தூரம் போகணும், அதுக்கு நம்மளால் எப்படி ரெடி ஆகணும் அப்படின்ற அந்த மைண்ட் செட் இருக்குல்ல, அது ரொம்ப முக்கியம். ஸோ நான் ரொம்ப எங்கே இருக்கிறதுக்கான ரொம்ப முக்கியமான காரணமே எனக்கு பிடிச்ச வேலையை நான் செய்கிறேன். இது எவ்வளோ நேரம் செஞ்சாலும் எனக்கு வந்து டயர்ட் ஆகாது. கரும்பு தின்ன கூலின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க தெரியுங்களா, கரும்பு ஜூஸ் குடிக்கிறதுக்கு நமக்கு காசு தருவாங்க, நம்ம கொடுக்க தேவையில்ல. அந்த மாதிரி 2 years நான் வந்து ஃபோட்டோவே எடுக்கல. 2012 போகிறேன், 2015 வரைக்கும் நான் ஃபோட்டோவே எடுக்கல. டாக்குமெண்ட்ரி ஸ்ட்ரீட் ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபி பக்கமே போகல. ஐயோ அப்படின்னு. ஆனால் இருந்தால் என்ன பண்ணேன்னா, நான் அந்த ஃபேஸ்புக்கெல்லாம் போடுறதெல்லாம் அந்த கமர்ஷியல் சாப்பாடுக்காக போட்டுட்டு இருந்தேன். என்ன பண்ணேன்னா, நான் வந்து டாக்குமெண்ட்ரி ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபியும் ஜேர்னலிசம் ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபியும் டீப்பாக வந்து கற்றுக்க ஆரம்பித்தேன். டிசிப்ளினாக சும்மா போட்டு அழகிக்க வாங்கிறதுக்கு பதிலாக ஒரு 3 years வந்து நிறைய ஒர்க் ஷாப் போகிறது, டெல்லி ஃபோட்டோ ஃபெஸ்டிவல் போகிறது, நிறைய ட்ராவல் பண்ணி அந்த மாதிரி ஃபோட்டோகிராஃபர்ஸில் பேசுறது, நான் தப்பு பண்ணேன் அப்படின்னு கற்றுக்கிட்டேன். அந்த விஷயம் வந்து எனக்கு பெருசாக வந்து அப்போ தான் தெரிஞ்சது, மோட்டிவேஷனுக்கும் அப்பப்போ மோட்டிவேட் ஆகிறதுக்கும் டிசிப்ளினாக ஒரு விஷயத்தை கற்றுக்கிட்டு டெலிவரி பண்ணுறதுக்கும் நிறைய டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் இருக்குன்னு புரியுதுங்களா. அப்புறம் என்ன ஆச்சுன்னா, 2015 ஃப்ளட் வந்துச்சு கரெக்டாக. ஃப்ளட்டை டாக்குமெண்ட்ரி பண்ணேன். அப்புறம் நான் ஃப்ளட்டை டாக்குமெண்ட்ரி பண்ணி அதை பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணேன். அது பார்த்தா சூப்பர் ஹிட். ஆக்சுவலாக நல்லா போச்சு. ஃப்ரான்ஸ்லேருந்து ஒருத்தவங்க வந்து பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணாங்க பாண்டிச்சேரியில். அப்போ தான் புரிஞ்சுது எனக்கு, ஓகே நம்ம வந்து சும்மா அந்த லைக்ஸ்க்காக எடுக்கிறத தாண்டி கொஞ்சம் மீனிங்ஃபுல்லாக டிசிப்ளினாக இருந்தால் இன்னும் பெட்டராக டீப்பாக பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு. சரி, இப்போது சிலையில் வந்து நிறைய பேர் ஸ்கல்ப்சர்ஸ் பண்ணுறாங்களே, நிறைய ஸ்கல்ப்சர்ஸ் 2000 வருஷம் பழமையான ஒரு கலை தானே. அதில் ஏகப்பட்ட பேர் வந்து வீட்லேயே பண்ணி விற்கிறாங்க, பணம் சம்பாதிக்கிறாங்க, எல்லாம் பண்ணுறாங்க இல்லையா. சரி, என்ன டிஃப்ரென்ஸ் இதுக்கும் அதுக்கும் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, நாங்கள் வந்து என்ன பண்ணோம், வேல்யூ கொடுத்தோம் கஸ்டமருக்கு. நாட் ஓன்லி ஸ்கல்ப்சர், அதோட எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் கொடுத்தோம். அது உடையாமல் போகிறதுக்கான என்னென்ன பேக்கிங் பண்ணோமோ அதை பண்ணோம். அது திறக்கும் போது சின்ன ஸ்மெல் வரும், ஒரு நல்ல ஃப்ராக்னன்ஸ் இருக்கும், அந்த ஃப்ராக்னன்ஸ் பண்ணோம். கஸ்டமர் கால் பண்ணால் டக்குன்னு எடுத்துருவோம். அந்த ஒரு 8 hours கேப்பில் எடுத்துருவோம். 9லேருந்து 7 இல்லை 6 வந்து எந்த கஸ்டமர் கால் பண்ண எடுத்துருவோம், கீழே போட்டுருவோம். 6 o'clock மேலே ஃபோன் எடுக்கப்படாது அப்படின்னு போட்டுருவோம். ஸோ அப்படி இருந்தால் அது 12 வரைக்கும் கால் வந்துட்டே இருக்கும், அது வேறு விஷயம். பட் இருந்தாலும் இந்த அப்புறம் வந்து அவங்க ஒரு ரெஃபரன்ஸ் கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா அந்த ரெஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்க மாதிரியே ஸ்கல்ப் பண்ணுவோம். இது பண்ணிவிட்டு இதுதான் உங்கள் அப்பான்னு சொல்லி அவங்க நம்ப வைக்க மாட்டோம். இல்லைங்க இதுதான் எங்கள் அப்பாவே வந்துட்டாருங்க அப்படின்னு கட்டிப்பிடிச்சு அழுவாங்க, தங்க காயின்லாம் கொடுப்பாங்க. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி வந்து டெக்னாலஜியை யூஸ் பண்ணி இங்கே வந்து ஒரு அன்ஆர்கனைஸான செக்டார் இருந்தது. அந்த செக்டாருக்கு வேல்யூ ஆட் பண்ணி நாங்கள் கொடுத்ததுனால சிலை வந்து இவ்வளோ ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருந்துச்சு. எப்படி இவ்வளோ 6 yearsல இவ்வளோ பெருசாக பண்ணிங்கன்னா நிறைய கேட்பாங்க. நாங்கள் ஹானஸ்ட்டாக இருந்தோம்டா, வேல்யூ கொடுத்தோம் கஸ்டமருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். எனக்கு ஆக்சுவலாக செம ஹாப்பியாக இருக்குது. நான் அதை சொல்லுவேன், ஸ்கூல்லாம் போய் பேசுவேன், டிசைன் படிங்கடா, ஆர்ட் படிங்கடா, உங்களுக்கு உண்மையாக பிடிச்சிருந்தது நான் சொல்லுவேன். இன்றைக்கி எல்லாமே செலக்ட் ஆகி வந்திருக்கீங்க, கண்டிப்பாக சூப்பராக நீங்கள் வந்து அதே லக்ஸரி லைஃபை, அதே சூப்பரான விஷயம் நீங்கள் ஜெயிச்சிங்கன்னா பின்னாடி ஒரு பெரிய ஜென்ரேஷனே உள்ள வரும். சும்மா அந்த ஸ்டூடியோடைப்பிக்கலான அந்த டாக்டர், இன்ஜினியர், ஆர்கிடெக்ட் படின்னு சொல்கிறதெல்லாம் தாண்டி இந்த பக்கம் பெரிய ஒரு விஷயம் நடக்கும். நம்ம ஜெயிக்க வேண்டியது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம், ரொம்ப ரொம்ப முக்கியம். சார் நான் இந்த பக்கம் ஒன்று பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கேன், இந்த பக்கம் நீங்கள் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கீங்க, எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து ஒன்று பண்ணுவோம். சூப்பர், தேங்க்ஸ் கைஸ்.
We are getting, as creative industry, we are getting more recognition these days. So what do you have to say about the creative industry in the upcoming years? How is it going to grow?
There is always a very large scope for design and innovation. As infrastructure develops, each and every space at micro level also needs their own development and personal space. People give more importance to their personal space. That to post-COVID times, they all want their surrounding to be in a definite way, or to nurture a different idea. So yeah, there is definitely a lot of scope for development, and looking at all your designs, I'm feeling very positive about it.
So how was your whole experience in Idea'26?
I got to see some of the most innovative perspectives in design, and it is so nice to have such an ecosystem where like you have multiple departments like working together, and I think more such spaces and ecosystems should be created.
So now that designing and the creative field is getting more recognized, so how do you think it will be in the upcoming years?
It's actually quite tricky because I thought India has to way more have to go in designing, like, and especially Chennai. This is one of the colleges after NIFT. We didn't have that much colleges for designing, and Dot School has done that, and they're giving opportunities to people, to study and encourage. Designing is also a big thing in Chennai market actually.
Is there any one student display that stood out to you that you liked a lot?
We particularly liked the packaging design bit of things. There was one twisting water bottle that was really nice, and then there was the artwork of Sudarshini that was excellent, like really, really world-class stuff. So these are two things that stood out. There was a lot of other stuff that was really nice, but these things that I can remember off the top of my head because of how good they were.
This is a very dynamic industry. What is there today is not there tomorrow. So we have to keep a lot of research. I would say the students, the company as well, we should bridge that gap between institution and the college and the company. Okay. In terms of the competency skill set, as I said, there are so many departments inside a visual effects and animation studio, and the gaming studios as well. So the student have to do a lot of research. They have to keep following the company's social media, websites, or get connected with the professionals working inside the company to understand where exactly the vacancies are. So once they find it out, they can nurture themselves in that particular skill to get hooked with that opportunities.